Hello.
Hi, Aditya, you're there.
Yes.
I just thought you're not there. I sent you a link, but you came here. So that's nice and interesting. Okay, so we're going to do with email drafting. First of all, you're going to tell me where would you use it?
We use email in uh, actually nowadays we are using email everywhere in offices, in professional world, or if you are buying something, then also you can use. There is
Your
book.
volume is very low. Can you speak into the microphone?
Yes. So nowadays we use email everywhere, from offices, from professional world to if you're going to buy anything, then uh, we use emails, and email is like uh, anything that is in uh, words, that is in writing. So we use that as a tool to it's remain with us forever, and and that is in write up. So that's beneficiary, and that's why we use email everywhere.
Why should you learn it?
It's important, if you are in professional world. So on that case, it's most important because professional communication mostly happen with emails, and that's why it's most important.
Okay, that's very nice. So first of all, we are going to see which email would you open if you receive the email. So let's go into my email folder and have a look over there to
Yes.
see how that is done. Now I see you have sent me an email right there. So
Yes.
yeah, a little bit earlier. So there we are. So how would you know which email to open? You have lots of emails dealing from here down there. So how would you know which emails to open?
uh, uh, Actually, each email is important, but by reading subject, you can choose which email you want to read.
Yeah, the number one thing is we have tons of emails. It's not possible to look at all of the emails. So it's very important that you decide right away which email to open and which one to ignore, which one has a good subject line. That's the one that is opened up. That's for us. Imagine for the receiver who is receiving your email. If your subject line is not catchy, not good enough, not bright enough, then that person might as well ignore your email and go to the next one or another one. So your subject must be hot, must be pretty good, must be totally formal and business oriented. Okay, so I see here you have written a subject, uh,
Yes.
and it's a very good subject, and you're already thanking somebody. But thank you mails also come by hundreds these days, so many people can also ignore
Right.
it. Other than just saying thank you, you could have added something else, describing the subject a little more clearly. Then the person can take interest in it and go click and open it up. However, this is still a good subject because you're actually responding to the fact that they have already chosen bright tech. So it's not bad. Thank you for choosing a bright tech. And then you could have just written one or two more words, which I'm going to right now read. I haven't read your email. I'm reading it right now. So I'm going to read it just now and determine what exactly the subject line could be. So as we send an email, everything is important. Okay. What is this? This is, can you tell me?
Bright Tech is a hardware company which is under safe hand. So,
Right. And this is your email. You can see this is the from the sender from, and this is to the person who is receiving, and you did not CC it or BCC it to anybody, as it is not required. Okay, so there is an opening which is simple, hello Manish, but it's totally professional, so that's kind of nice. You did put a comma there, that is also good. So far, so good. Now, let's look at what you are writing here very quickly. So I can read it. We just want to take sorry directly for choosing safe manager companies provider we are. So look, there's a space missing here.
right.
Yeah, so we are very picky in the English world. We don't tell anyone, even you don't tell this to anyone.
Mhm.
When we get incorrect English, we just ignore them. We consider them as uneducated or something wrong with them, or they're deceiving or they're cheating. Even if we are going to do business with them, we check them thoroughly,
Right.
because they are making mistakes in English means they are hiding something, they are deceiving someone. So every time you write an email in English, consider it even stronger than writing a letter, because A, it goes right away. B, it can be handed to hundreds and thousands of people literally within seconds. So you want it to look very good and without error. So you see that error right there?
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to avoid that in future. We are proud of our satisfied client and look forward to many years of working together. You will be getting an email soon from our account representative, but if you have any questions in the meantime, you can respond to this email. Thank you again for your business and stay safe. Thanks and regard. And that's it. It's a nice thank you letter, but it's kind of a little bit less for a thank you. You could have given them some additional things to talk about, and you could have just put a space here in this paragraph last line to make it look more readable and more decent. Just one space here. You also put a space right after this paragraph. Make it look like you're writing. Don't make it look like, oh, it's computer email, it will just go off the screen, it will only be read once. It still is important to the person who is receiving. So thanks and regard is pretty good. Overall, it is not that bad. It's very good. Uh, because of the punctuations. You have not made any punctuation mistakes. That's why I like it. But I did not like this mistake. I did not like no paragraph line left here, no paragraph line left here. That would have been better.
Right.
And maybe you could have added a little bit more material. Overall, it's very good still. So we come back to our email procedures, and we're going to take a look at them more decently. If you remember the last time when we were doing email, we were looking at these things, and you remember you had already gone through all of these. So you are going to read me one line at a time, and you're going to tell me whether you did consider all of these while writing this email honestly or not. So first of all, here, this one, read it for me,
Stop, think, then write.
or don't write.
Or don't.
So did you think about this?
Yes.
You did. Okay, and you felt that you had to write. Of course you had to write, I asked you to write it. Okay, so what is this?
Prevent premature sending.
What does this mean?
It, it does mean that badly spelled or half written, that half.
Yeah, make sure you don't rush, make sure you do the spelling check and everything. Did you do that? Fortunately, you did not make any spelling mistakes. But if you did that check, maybe the computer would have pointed out the spacing
Right.
in that W. What? The full stop and the W requires a spacing in it. It's professional. We in the
Right.
English world, we don't tell anyone that your signboard has a spelling mistake. We tell them, oh, good business, and we just kind of walk away from them.
Right.
But in our heart, we know there is a spelling mistake in his English word of his own company's name. So we just ignore them. We just
Hmm.
don't do business. Oh, whenever we meet, we just, nice, nice business. Okay, how's your business? Everything fine. We try to be sweet on the face, but deep inside, we know, even English speaking, when somebody comes and said, "What are you doing?" We just get fed up because that is almost slang. It's like a torture of English. Look at all the Punjabi people or North Indian people who are living abroad. They are speaking what? They are what or any other form, but not what. It's like really, and when you have multiple words combined like that, which are bad in pronunciation, it causes a humongous problem. Okay,
Right.
so
Yes.
make sure you check this. All right, what's the next one?
Be professional.
Okay, so you obviously were trying to be professional. I saw that. You said hello
Yes.
and you said thanks and regards. It's kind of nice. And what about number 4? Did you have to use this?
If in doubt, spell it out. Yes.
You tried the spell checker, you thought it was right. Okay.
Yes.
What about this? What does it say and what does it mean?
Be precise, concise, and clear. Concise and
Okay.
clear.
Yeah, this one I'll help you with. Yeah, you were definitely trying to be precise, you were definitely trying to be concise, and you were definitely clear. Though I thought you could have just added one or two more lines or something like here's our number or here's our something, just or just put spacing in that. Spacing was the best thing. But this is what you didn't do, according to me. Use bullets. So you don't need bullets in this one, but you definitely need that spacing. If you
Right.
had put spacing in those paragraphs, it would have looked much more easier to the eyes. Can you imagine if there are no spaces here? This will look bad to your eyes, even here, even here. Your email is just about this size, so you see how important it is to put spacing.
Right.
Okay, so consider that always. And this one, read it.
Tailor, uh, tailor emails to your audience. Always
Okay,
open an email.
so obviously you chose an easy topic that the person has already uh, chosen, and so you're just thanking them. So it was a tailor-made one. It was good enough, right? But always keep that in mind. Know who the audience is. Know if the person can send it to multiple people or other people, then I should write it even more high tech, more professional, more formal, so that anyone reads it cannot blame me for anything, not even a spaced line. Okay, number 7, please read it.
Most people can't read minds.
Yeah, this is where we were last time, I think I remember. So read everything here and tell me what they're saying.
Writing an email to a career site requesting all the stuff you have on get, getting a job.
Read loudly, I can't hear you.
Writing an email to a career site requesting all the stuff you have on getting a job could at best land you with a load of bandwidth hungry information or at worst be ignored. The more specific you are, the more likely you are to get response. If responding to multiple questions embedded in a large email, copy the questions into your email and write your answers next to them.
Okay, so basically, what are they saying in this point 7?
They're saying that uh, if you're having multiple questions or anything, just read clearly and
Just read the heading and tell me what does it mean.
it does mean that people can't read minds.
Yeah, when you write something, an email, especially for requesting for a career, a job, or something, or for any other matter for that matter, people cannot read minds. So you have to pinpoint exactly what you're talking about. They don't know what is going on in your mind. They cannot know what message you're sending them in your mind. So your language and your writing must be good, must be perfect, must be able to answer all the questions they have, must be able to point to what they're looking for. Only then it is perfect. Okay,
Right.
read number 8.
Keep your cool.
Okay, read the text.
Your emotional state can slip into an email without notice, with curt sentences, skip pleasantries, and blunt asks. You purposefully let these emails gather dust until the person writes again in a more appropriate tone or picks up the phone. You wouldn't tolerate someone coming to your desk and having a tantrum, would you?
Okay, read the last line. Read
Take
it
off the
loudly.
cap. Take off the caps. Uh, take off the caps lock key. It's rude to shout.
So what are they trying to say here?
They're trying to say that uh, keep you cool. Don't use capital words, capital alphabets, and uh, means you
Your volume is very low today. Do something. Mhm.
actually. I am exhausted.
Yeah, now it's much better. Speak straight into the microphone.
Right. So it's just saying that keep you cool. Don't use capital words or anything that can easily transform your mental state to your email. Always try to write email in punctual or proper way.
Yeah, don't be too blunt. Don't be too much straightforward. Don't be capitalizing things unnecessarily. Just
Right.
capitalize what is required in English as capitalization. Don't try to highlight some of your own things. When people highlight, you know how many highlighted emails we all get, we never even look at them. We just ignore them. What is this highlighting for? Why is this person sending me this kind of email? That's what they're saying. Keep your cool, your emotional value, your emotional state should be inside you. Make perfect professional sentences. That is the way to do it. I want you to read the next one and tell me what it says.
Need to know basis. Common business email warfare warfare tactic is to CC in senior managers in the vain thought that this adds weight to the communication. Fight your fight your fights in private so that when you really need someone else to step in, they know you are mean it.
No, you mean it. Okay,
They know
so
you.
you obviously ignored this step. You could have taken this step, even in this email, even it's a thank you email. You could have CC'd it to your own senior manager, pretended to CC it to your own senior manager or something like that, right?
Yes, yes,
You could have just written the word CC and senior manager in the email itself. I would have understood that you're trying to CC to a fake senior manager. So the point is that it adds weightage. As you can see, it adds weightage to your communication. It also makes more sense to the person. If you just send a thank you email and your own partners don't know about it much, so uh, it can become a worrisome situation, you know. And secondly, the person who is reading it, when he sees that more than one people are kind of sending and receiving this email, then he really feels thankful. Okay, so now I am a part of their business. I am associated with them. So it feels much better for that one person. Okay, so
right,
this one, I think you could have done it in this email, right?
right.
Okay, this one.
Be clean and tidy.
Yeah, read it.
Attachments clog up networks and spread viruses.
Read
Could
all of it.
yes, could the silent point to be pasted into the
Salient. Put the salient.
salient salient points be pasted into the email? If you value your PC, only open attachments if you trust the source. Use spam filters and delete chain emails or other scams and make the web world a better place.
Yeah, so what are they saying here?
The attachment can set virus and um, if
Yeah.
they're
Just
just saying
saying,
that
don't,
network be clean and tidy.
yeah, keep it nice and tidy. Don't unnecessarily attach files. It just causes annoyance to everyone. You know, thousands of people are getting attachments every day. It's totally
Right.
nonsense. So keep it nice and clean. Now, this one you did not unnecessarily attach anything there. Okay, and read this one also, it's part of it.
Uh, writing business email writing business emails well can make you stand out in the corporate landscape. Writing them badly can do the same, but for very different reasons. These 10 email writing tips will help you get it right. Oh, and finally, always sign off professionally.
Yeah. So did you follow this? Yes, you did. Okay. So the
Yes.
sign off was there and it was very simple. But you're saying Bright Tech. Bright Tech is obviously a company. So company's information like names, like company data, was totally missing under your name. You could have added that to keep it
Yes.
a professional flow. So I seriously request you to keep these points handy for all your professional emails and just read once. If you're not sure, read more details and then tick it if you are following it. Tick it if you're following it for that particular email and check all the steps before you hit that send button. It's very important.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Because once the email is gone, it's gone. I just received your email. If I output this email to the English world, immediately they will tell me where are the spaces in the paragraphs and what happened to that space after the full stop. That's exactly what we're checking is your English level. Okay?
Yes.
So you're gonna keep that in mind. All right. These are the things I definitely want you to have. You can also improve on the salutations much further. Although hello is fine, you can also say greetings of the day, and then hello Manish, etc. And then write or hello Manish, and then greetings of the day, whatever. Okay. You can
Yes.
also say dear sir, dear ma'am, whatever, dear Manish, and then dear. Uh, go down there and say greetings of the day means you're just greeting them and then start off your letter or your email and then in the end you can say thanks and regards which you already did or any kinds of regards. So subject I think could have been improved a little bit. We look at that subject again, point out at it. So here you're saying is your hardware provider. Thank you for choosing BrightTech for or as your PC or as your laptop, whatever could have been mentioned, then it becomes more catchy and the person would say, oh, my laptop, my what? I'm going to check it out. So it makes a difference. The subject is super important. It has to be catchy
Right.
and it has to be perfectly linked with what you're going to talk in here. So you can see here, you are saying that it's like a summary of all these things. You're saying that you're choosing our company for hardware provider. So thank them in that way. Thank you for choosing Bright Tech as your hardware provider. Okay, that would
Yes.
have been, I think, better line,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Do you accept that? It's
Yes.
more
Yes.
clear. You're not hiding anything. You're already summarizing the entire thing here in the subject. And then here you said, thank you again for your business. So I would say, yeah, the ending is there. But if the mail is something else, always re-summarize again in the last line what you are talking, what the main requirement or what your main objective of your email is. Like if you want them to do something or whatever, you highlight it again in the very last line, almost like a summary paragraph, like you just highlighted here. Thank you again. So here you should have said thank you once again, because that's what we write. Thank you once again for doing business with us, or for allowing us to be your business associate, whatever, more professional lines, and stay safe. And then assure them here once again that we will do our best to provide you the best hardware and support in future. So that's like summarizing the email once again in the end. It's like your subject coming again, but totally different line. The subject is a different matter. In the same way, the whole thing that's on your screen, once again in the last line. Okay. And thanks
Yes.
and regards. Again, put one space here in between here as well. Try to put your full name. They don't know how many Adityas are there in that company or in the world, so they want to make sure they get the full name. Okay. And definitely some sort of company information or phone number or whatever, because you're sending it from the company is required. You're yourself saying right there. You're saying a company name. So where is the address? Where is the rest of it?
Right.
Right, so be careful that way. Everything else is pretty neat. I particularly like the way you handled the punctuation. You did not make comma mistakes and full stops. Those ones I feel really dreadful about when people make that. So there wasn't much of that. You even put an exclamation there, which was pretty neat. If you had done the rest of the spacing at least, it would have been fine, much better. Now you know
Right.
how to focus on the topic here, subject, and you also know why a summary should be repeated as the last line, because that's where people get the focus, what they read last.
Right.
Okay, so I think you will be following these email things.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Do you have any questions on these emails?
No. No. I don't have.
I cannot hear you today.
No. No. I
Something.
don't have.
Sorry?
I don't have any questions.
Oh, you don't have any questions. Okay. So make sure you speak right into that microphone today. Your volume is way too low.
I
It's almost
don't.
like you're whispering and I can't hear it. So I want to ask you, what did you learn today?
I learned how to write professional mails and what is an actual how to write uh, more correctly subject and uh, how to write subject more accurately, then that catchy words should be there so someone can actually open that email, because we nowadays we are getting lots of mail every day, so your subject should be catchy and that should be opened by a receiver. So and punctuation and those tips, those 10 tips, uh, we went through those tips, and I learned that should to focus we I should focus on those things, then my email will hit perfectly where I want to send.
Yeah. So you can see there is already great improvement in your email, but if you follow more things like paragraphing, if you had paragraphing today, and if you had a better conclusion, already your conclusion today is nicer. It's almost entirely linked to the topic, but it could be a little bit more broader. And
Right.
then always give a conclusion at the end. Okay, that last summary paragraph should be there. And the subject, we must focus on. Okay, so let's move on to our next part, which is grammar today. Try to focus your face into the camera. Yeah, and make sure your shoulders are appearing. Push it down more so that when it comes up, the shoulders are still there. Yeah, your laptop has a mind of its own, legs of its own, I think. Yeah, that's much better. Let it come down, then it will go up. Okay, let's move on to grammar, which is quintessential for us today. So in grammar, what did we do last time? Do you remember?
Uh,
Did we do
should
should and shouldn't?
yes,
Okay, so we did should and shouldn't.
unable to see if you're unable to see.
I'm going to show it to you right now. It does take time, even though technology has become very fast. You can still speak faster than technology, as you can see. I'm looking for it, and technology is taking time. Where is it?
Word maybe.
There it is. Right. You know, technology takes time. The longer the document becomes, then this takes time. It's still pretty decent these days. Okay, so today we're gonna learn another thing. And once again, we need the same format: subject, verb, and the object. Now, the interesting thing here is that we are doing have to. Okay, so I, they, you, we, etc. is what we use when we want to say have to. Okay? Have to quit smoking. Oh my God. Did I come up with something very
Right.
simple? Okay, then, but when we say, when we have to put he, she, or it,
It
the rule changes here once again.
has to.
Yeah, has to, has to, and whatever. Every other, anything, object can be. Okay, so as you're well aware of it, let's go straight into it and focus it. I didn't let you take the screenshot. Oh, I brought you back to the screen.
Yes.
Another thing we can do, but that's not what we want to do, is make it a little bit bigger. So now read me everything. What's saying the first line?
I have to.
Okay,
Students have to appear for online exam.
for an online exam. You can see there is something like that going on. What about this one?
They don't have to appear for a written exam.
Both lines have to. You can see how have to is being used as I clarified. And of course, the negative is also there, we discussed just now. So read me the first one.
For present tense, have to has to. Positive statements to tell something is necessary. It may be a strong opinion or a law or a fact.
Like,
Uh, Necessary strong opinion like something that
reading.
I have to wear a seatbelt while driving.
Yeah, so you see what they're saying here? I have to. It's compulsory. It's a law, right?
Right.
Next one.
Tina has to reach office before 9 a.m. daily.
Now, has to. She has to reach. And how is it? That's a strong request, strong opinion, actually. Strong suggestion that she would better reach that or something could go wrong. Next one.
Athletes have to do a warm up exercise before the game starts.
Which one is this from these
Uh,
three?
Something is necessary.
Necessary. Okay, you
That's
can say it's necessary, but it's a fact, right?
yes.
It's a fact that people do warm up exercise before any game starts. It's not a lie. So you can see when we use these things in positive statements, we do it to tell something which is necessary based on any of these three or just the fact that it happens. What about negative statements? Can you read and tell me?
It is not necessary to do it.
Yeah, we make negative statements when it's the exact opposite of all of this. Not it's here, it's necessary here, not necessary. Number one,
Ram doesn't have to work after office hours.
you can see it's clearly said doesn't have to after office hours. In fact, none of us have to work after office hours. Next,
You don't have to worry so much. All problems have some solution.
we notice here have to is used. Don't have to do this. Okay.
Right.
Next, past tense statements.
Positive statement had to. I was late for school yesterday. I had to visit the doctor.
This is a past tense statement. I had to do this thing. I had to whatever. Okay.
Right.
So had is the past form of this word right here. Have to. Okay. I
Right.
had to. It's already done in the past. I could not do this because I had to do this. Okay. Read the second one.
We had to withdraw cash from the ATM. We did not have sufficient cash.
Right. Again, they had to do this. Why? The reason is clarified over here next. And in negative statements, we will put didn't before have to. Okay. So read this.
Subject didn't have to.
Read this line.
Menka didn't have to visit the dentist.
You see, she didn't have to visit the dentist. That's why they have written there. Okay. And in the same way, questions are made. Let's take a look at the questions form. Do and does are used for all of these question times and have to as well in the present tense. Do you have to eat chocolates right now? Do you have to sing right now? Something like that. Or the same thing in the past, right?
Yes.
Here it should have been mentioned here. Something is missing. It should be
Did.
did
Yes.
they have to, and something like that. But it's not mentioned here, so we don't worry about it right now. In fact, it's here. It's written here, down here. Okay,
Yes.
so read
Do
this
you
questions for me.
do you have to write emails every day?
Mm. You can
Does
see how have to is used
right.
together with do to form a question. Next.
Does the team have to work overtime?
Now, please notice both have tos are here But here does is required, there do is required. You must know how, which one, when. This one for these and these ones for those. Okay,
Right. Right.
next.
Do I have to score more than 70% in the test? Does Sunita have to visit the doctor very often? Do the managers have to give a speech?
Mm, all these are questions about requirements. What's happening? So that's how it is. Should it be like this? Should it not be like that? Read this one.
Did Sapna have to visit the dentist? Did Yash have to go to the class yesterday?
And that's it. You just did the grammar part for this one. Any
Yes.
questions on have to?
No, no, I don't have. No, I
Okay.
don't have any wish.
Yeah, the trickier part that could get you is the do does question part. So make sure, as you will have this with you, you always look at it if you have any questions or any trouble. I don't think you have much. I'm going to send you an exercise also related to this. Make sure you do it.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, yes.
So
I'll try to.
tell me, what did you learn from the grammar today?
I learned how to use have to, has to, and how to make a question form or past tense, or present, how to use it
Okay,
properly.
that's very good. So let's clap and say, yes, I can use grammar in everyday English correctly.
Yes, I can use grammar in everyday English perfectly.
That's right. That is super important because if you cannot do that, then what is the point of doing it in English, right? Right, let's move on. Today, the last part we are going to go on is called Antakshari. Now, you know that one very well, right?
Yes.
But we're not doing the word Antakshari. We're doing the tenses Antakshari. Remember, we did one tenses Antakshari last time, some
Yes.
time back.
Yes. Yes.
Present simple tense was the tenses. Do you remember? You were making lines of present simple tense. And
Right.
then when it ends with that word, you made another line of present simple tense. Remember?
Right. Yes.
Right. You can even check the video back again if you want. Today, you're going to do a similar thing. No need of present simple tense. Now it's just any present tense you're going to use. Only present tense. You're going to make one line, whichever word you're going to end it with, you bring that word in the front and make another line.
Right.
Okay, start now.
Uh, I learn English. Uh,
You could have said, I learn English every day for 1 hour, for
I
2 hours,
Yes, I learn English every day 2 hours. Hours. Uh,
every day for 2 hours.
every day for 2 hours.
Okay, now,
Yeah. On hours. Uh, every.
okay, speak in the microphone. Speak into
Yes.
the
Yes.
microphone.
Yes. Each. Uh, each. I study.
Your microphone is not of very higher quality as the one you used last time. I think you were without microphone last time, right?
No, I was with microphone, but I don't know. Same microphone is here, but
Is there a
maybe
volume button on it? Can you increase it on the microphone or on the device?
maybe on the device I'll check.
I think it's gone very low. It's unless you put it right on your mouth, it doesn't produce anything.
Okay, maybe I don't know what happened with. I'll check it.
Yeah, you can check it later. Okay,
Yes.
so continue. Now you have hours, so 2 hours. You can bring 2 hours in the front and then make another line with it.
Okay. Uh, every hour is important
Every hour is important for what? I couldn't catch it.
for. I'm just
Every hour is important for studies.
yes, every hour is important for studies. I s- I I study grammar every day.
Okay, that's nice. I still remember every day. Now you're on grammar every
Grammar,
day.
yes. Uh, Grammar in every language is important.
In every language. Okay, grammar is very important in every language. Say like that.
Grammar is important in every language.
Okay. Now language.
Language. Uh, India has so many languages.
Okay.
Uh, Again, languages. Uh,
Well, that's not okay because you were supposed to start with
Language. Yes, yes. Uh, Language. Uh, uh,
languages help us communicate.
yes, language helps us to communicate. Uh, communication is the way to express yourself. Communication uh, communication is the uh, communication is tool to express yourself.
Yeah, communication is used to express yourself.
Yes, yourself yourself self confidence is important. I don't know how to start with yourself, so I start only with self.
Yeah. Uh, you can't really start with yourself, so you can just start with you in that case.
Yes, uh, you should you,
A
you should
combination.
start your day early. You should start your day early.
Okay. Next,
Uh, uh,
early.
Early earlier earlier I used to do that, but that is not in present tense. So early
No, no, it is in present tense. Early to bed,
earlier
early to rise.
no, no
Late.
earlier I used to do something. I just want to say
Okay.
that
All right.
that is not in
Say any line with early, starting with early.
early early morning. Early morning we should go for gym, or we should do exercise.
It's better to say early morning is the best time for gym
Yes, right.
or is the
Early
best time
morning.
for exercise.
Right,
Say
right.
it again.
Early morning is the best time to exercise.
Okay. Now exercise.
Exercise is the most important thing to stay healthy.
You
Uh,
sorry?
Exercise is the most important thing to stay healthy.
To stay healthy. Healthy.
Healthy, uh, healthy person, healthy person has healthy person has good state of mind.
Okay. Mind.
Mind, mind. What we start with mind.
Many things can be made with mind.
Mind.
You can say anything. Mind consciousness is very important. The
Yes,
mind is
mind.
the best development tool a person has. Say anything.
Uh, mind mind consciousness is important.
Okay, important.
Important. Important things should done. Uh, Important things should done as early as possible.
Should done or should be done?
Should be done. Should be done.
Okay.
Important things should be done as early as possible.
Possible.
Possible. Possible.
You can change the
Possible.
form to make possibly and then say something.
Possibly. Possibilities lies on efforts. Uh,
Possibly it is, that's not the way to say it. You'll have to say possibly this relies on your own efforts.
possibly. Possibly this relies on your effort.
Okay.
Uh,
Effort,
efforts. Efforts makes you perfect in anything.
anything,
Anything. Anything can be done uh, by taking efforts. Uh,
efforts again.
efforts. Efforts.
Efforts should be put in
Efforts. Efforts are most important to get success.
a success.
Successful people always uh, successful people are always do smart work.
R won't come. Successful people always do smart, right?
Successful people always do smart work.
But
And work work workaholic workaholic person can achieve anything in life.
really,
No. No.
that's a good idea. Okay, life.
Life. uh, Life. uh,
Life is what?
Life is struggle.
Life is struggle. Okay, struggle. I was thinking life is precious. Okay, life is struggle. So struggle.
Struggle. uh, you should
No, start with struggle or change the
yes,
form.
yes.
Struggling.
Struggling is a no, struggling is a part of life. Then again come life. Struggling is a struggling is
Struggling is part of the job.
yes, struggling is a part of a job. Struggling is everywhere. Struggle is everywhere.
Yeah.
uh,
Struggling is a part of every part of our life. Struggling is a part of everything we do in our life. But then
right.
life will come back. We are running out of time, so that is
Right.
enough. So you
Yes.
can see now this that time was only present simple time. This time any present tense, whether it's present continuous or whatever. And you can just change the form struggle, struggling, and you can continue with the line.
Right. Right.
Try and practice this at home.
Yes.
Also practice read aloud. Also try to practice whatever you have to
Yes.
do for every day, which I've already sent you.
Right.
Okay, any questions for today? How was the Antakshari? Was it good?
Yes. Yes. It was good.
How did it help you?
It's helped me to think again and think in
You have to
terms of all future form. It's
right, think
important.
of the sentences and produce the sentences very quickly, right? So
Yes.
it's very helpful. Okay,
Yes.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, have a good day then.
Have a
Bye.
good day. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.